Welcome back to 1030S. Bill with me, Scott. Got a lot of stuff done since the last episode. Haven't had a chance to really film it. Been working on the front turtle deck. Got a piece of side in. I got the intermediate bulkhead in, top stringer. Got the little compartment built for the gas tank. Let me show you around. Got one piece of ledger on, so I'm gonna work on that. Need another ledger here, the other side, something for the plywood to catch. Got the double plywood going on here. I gotta sand it down a little bit, might need to do a touch more. This will be where the two pieces of plywood meet, one from here to here, and from here to here. One almost makes it, but not quite. It's these pieces back here I'm talking about. Got a lot of wiring going on here, rectifier, starter, ground wires. Got all my power wires here. And then the control wires here have a cutoff switch I'm wiring into the coil. And then this is a head temperature gauge. And I got an exhaust temperature gauge coming for this. Got the little compartment built. Here's gonna be the door, it's gotta be bent. I wanted to get as much room in there as I could. If I'd have made it just as wide as the door, my hand wouldn't fit in there to get this gas cap off. I want it on nice and tight without banging my hand and all that. So I'm gonna build this out. I'll put a actual piece of 2x4 right here. Cut it down thin. That piece there I'm gluing in there. That's gonna be for the little aluminum hinge goes on this. Then I gotta figure out how to bend it. The compound bend slightly. You know, this thing gets narrower towards the front and then of course come this way. Then I gotta put a ledger here, ledger here, ledger here. I might put a small one here, I don't know. The drawing shows the one all the way down and a closed cockpit and all that. I'm not doing that. Get this on, put a little motorcycle windshield on here. Got the trim over there, it's been done, trim control. I still gotta put in the throttle and a choke. I have the stuff, I gotta get I've got a throttle cable, I still gotta get a bunch of stuff for that. In here is the electronic, I'm gonna leave it mounted like this, not electronic, is a tachometer and that head temperature gauge. It also gives you hours. I really don't like the fact that it's Chinese and it works off a battery. I've been looking around for some more. But the exhaust temperature gauge will actually be a little round gauge I'll put right here. Then of course this was made for my iPad, which will give me all the flight instrument readings. And over there will be the on and off switches, start switch and stuff. This is where the flight computer mounts, if you remember. Had one reader mentioned that I've got it mounted out a little bit, so might affect the center of gravity. He's correct. I think I'll be able to adjust it though. I really didn't want to stick it out much farther. Anyway, I got the exhaust all hooked up, but it's still, and it was made to come down, the picture go down under, but I needed it to turn. So I got to come up with something here. As you can see, those mounts aren't facing the angle I want to, so I'm gonna have to put an angle piece in there or flatten something out or something. I ain't figured it out yet. I really need a hand with that one from somebody who's strong. And this used to have a 90-degree bend on it right here. I'll cut it off. The muffler's gonna go right there. I wish it was red because the plane's gonna be red, but it's blue. I'm gonna leave it like it is, blue anodized. And I'm drastically in need of the workbench ferry to get back in here. You got a lot of work to do. All right, so I'm doing some wiring right now. I gotta put this under the spark plug, and then I wrapped this tachometer wire, inductive tachometer wire, to that. And then that will hook to this cord. It goes back to the gauge. And I got my cutoff switch jump right here. He told me I have my fuel pump. I got it mounted flat to the frame. He said it needs to be mounted horizontal. So I got to take that apart and change that. I got to make a little bracket for that to go on. Guess what? Gorgeous day here, southeastern Virginia. Gorgeous spring day, loving it. A little rain off and on this past week, man. My vegetables and flowers are just kicking. Look at that gap is. Pretty tight. It's like about 28,000. Check it again before we run it. This is not going to go there. A little bend on that. I wonder if that's enough or not. No, it is not. It's not this daggone head. Got a little hemisphere to it. You cannot put this on there. It's not going to go. Running into all kinds of problems trying to get some gauges and sensors on this thing. Alright, so it looks like I have to modify this. I got too many things going on right now with the thing. I'm working on wiring, working on the fuel pump, working on the turtle deck, working on the throttle cables, battery hookup, gluing, got a bunch of, probably too much stuff going on. Let's go back, slow down and punt. Use the head bolt too big. I don't even have room to put this sensor back in. I gotta be able to put this sensor in there. Put a nut on that. So now I'm going to have a head temperature gauge, and then maybe another week or so, the other one comes in, it'll be an exhaust gas. Supposedly you're supposed to monitor both of those. Take this to this wire to make it nice and neat. Had a long day today. Worked hard for the United States of America. It ain't easy these days. I can tell you that right now. It ain't easy. If you're a praying person, the thing you should be praying for is our country. Peace and goodwill. Stop all this crime and violence and theft. Scams people are doing and what's going on in the world now, man, it's horrible. Alright, so I need to take the fuel pump off and do something with that. That's all I have the energy for tonight. A lot of little stuff like that going on. There's not, I don't think that's figured into the 350 to 400 hours for assembly. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to glue this piece in right here. Let it dry and set and do some more gluing, and we'll continue this later. Meanwhile, I hope you have a blessed day. Don't forget to keep looking up.